Well, it's Sunday the 20th of January 2018, Lionheart 84 here, and I'm just about to open up a box of plants. Not sure if I'll be able to do it one-handed, probably not. These arrived on Friday at my parents' and I picked them up yesterday, and I'm going to open them now. Should be a couple of fig plants and maybe, I think there's 3 persimmons as well. These were ordered in December. My mother kindly bought me the figs as a Christmas present, and the 3 persimmons I decided to treat myself to. I think the figs will probably be in pots, and I think the persimmons are bare rooted, so obviously I'll try and open them up and get them planted today. Let me see what we've got. Okay, yep, looks quite promising. There's okay, that's a fig Goutte D'Or. That's obviously in a container. Box looks quite well protected. Looks like the other plants are at the other end. Okay, I see there's a couple of embryo figs on the Goutte D'Or. I've no idea if they'll survive the winter. Here in the UK we don't really get main crop figs because our summer's too short, so we rely on, I think they call it the Braber or Breber crop, and that's, you get embryo figs that form on the previous year's growth, basically, normally at the ends of the branches, and then these overwinter, as we don't have particularly cold winters, and then they develop in the spring and summer, and about July to August you normally get a reasonable crop of figs. Probably the main crop develop on the current year's growth, and that's normally September, October, but it's normally too cool here for them to develop fully, so we try and grow our figs for the Braber crop. Now these plants came from the Agroforestry Research Trust, so there's the email address there if you want it. They're down in I think they're down in Devon, Cornwall, that sort of area, down in the west of England, and they're noted for growing quite unusual fruits here, nut trees, stuff that can be grown in sort of forestry. I'm going to stop the video for a second just to unwrap this, as I won't be able to do it one-handed, but it looks to me like there's at least 3 or 4 plants at the other end of the box. Certainly this, if we move the stick out of the way and look at this label, let's see what this is. Okay, that's a Persimmon Garretson. I think that's an American persimmon, that one. Looks like a nice tall plant. Okay, I'll pause the video for a minute and see if I can restart it in a while. Okay, so to continue the video, I've got them unboxed now. So we've got the fig Goutte D'Or, which I think is a green fig, and that's, as you can see, a very good sized plant, and that does seem to have a few embryo figs on it, which may come to something next year. The other one, which is a much smaller plant, is a Verdone, which is it's a white Adriatic fig, that's green as well. Got to put this somewhere in a warm position, but as I'm by London it should be okay. This is a much smaller plant. I'm very, very happy with the size of the large one. Probably going to leave them in the containers they're in. I can't see the point repotting them until March, when they'll probably start to bud out. There's no point disturbing the roots now as it's particularly cold. Now, going back to the other plants, which has now refreshed my memory what I ordered for myself. These are bare root, of course. They look to be in good condition. Okay, they're all grafted. As I said, the first one is a Persimmon Garretson, and I'm pretty sure that's, as I said, that's one of the American persimmons. That's a good sized plant. There's then a Persimmon Kostata, which I believe is an Asian persimmon. What have we got here on the others? Okay, yes, I ordered an Asian pear. It says Asian Pear Shinseiki dwarf that seems to be grown as a single stem, but I mean that's really tall. That's a good 5 to 6 feet tall, so I'm very pleased with the size of that. And the final one is a Persimmon Morris Burton, which I think is another American variety, as I've been told they're hardier, and as they produce smaller fruits, good chance they might crop in the UK. They're all grafted trees, grafted varieties. I guess they put them on seedling rootstock, so I can see the grafts there. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some compost in a minute and put them in containers. I'm not planting them in the ground, so I'm going to keep them in containers as I haven't got any garden space, and it'll allow me to prune them and maintain them better in containers. Probably going to go for 3-gallon containers, I guess, which is about 13-14 litres initially, or if I've got any larger ones I might go slightly larger. And then I'm going to get on with that because it's a lovely day today. The sun's out, it's only 2 or 3 degrees centigrade outside, about probably about 38-40 degrees Fahrenheit, but that's absolutely fine as there's no wind, so it's quite warm. I'll give you an update later on the potting.